Hi everyone, welcome back to PMP Question Practice, where we're looking at 5 questions. Great way to start your morning and a great way to prepare for your PMP exam or your CAPM exam. They're very, very similar. I'm going to go through them for the first time as well and we'll solve them together. Let's jump into the first question. So the first one, you're working as a project manager with a business analyst. Very common these days. The BA role, extremely common. You'll probably meet these on almost every project in knowledge work that you work on. And a tester on your team, also very common. You need to rank the issues occurring during testing from most occurring to the least occurring to see where to focus on first, okay? What will you use? This sounds like a quality management type of tool, and we're doing most to least, so probably like a histogram, not a control chart, not a flow chart, that's more of a step-by-step, not a check sheet, we might use that for gathering data or information. Probably going to be a Pareto diagram where we go from most to least, and then we also do a bit of a percentage, like a cumulative percentage to see where the most defects are. Let's go with letter B for now. Letter B, fantastic. Pareto chart is a distinct type of histogram that demonstrates, so it's basically a bar chart as well. You know, like they say histogram, but that's just a fancy term. It's basically a bar chart. It's the number of defects, can show anything from most to least. It's a histogram that ranks items from most to least with roughly 80% of the effects coming from 20% of the causes. That's the idea behind the Pareto principle that you'll come across as well. How did you go? Let's go with question 2. You're working through the quality management process. Okay, so a few quality questions perhaps in this one of a project in the finance sector, and we need to select the most appropriate option from a variety of options. What technique will you use? We need to select the most appropriate option from a variety of options. Okay, so we've got a few options. We've brainstormed those options, I suppose. So group activities, no. Agreements, that's not going to come into it. And these are terms from the PMBOK. So these are tools and techniques from the PMBOK guide that you'll come across. Decision making, we're probably going to need that. Meetings, not really. Like the ultimate outcome is that decision making. So let's go with letter C. Answer C, fantastic. The decision making is an actional process of making or selecting a decision using various options, and that's exactly what we're after. One of the soft skills that you'll come across in project management. Let's look at question 3. Okay, question 3. You're working with a project manager in the quality area of a project with the aim of improving the end-to-end life cycle of the project's development. Okay, so quality improvement, maybe a retrospective or something similar. You will need to identify the problem, discover the underlying causes that lead to it, and develop preventative actions. Okay, this is sort of like plan, do, check, act is like a Deming cycle, something like that. Let's have a look. Flowchart analysis. You might find things in flowchart analysis, maybe. Root cause analysis, probably that one, because we find the root causes, then we come up with preventative actions for that as well. Risk cause analysis, not necessarily a thing. Corrective analysis, not necessarily a thing either. Let's go with letter B for this particular one. Answer B. Root cause analysis is used to identify the problem and its root causes and create preventative solutions. That's exactly what we're after. Quality management, a lot of that one coming up in this particular question set. How did you go? Let's look at question 4. Question 4. Okay, great, we've got some numbers. Yay, mathematics. What would be the total cost plus fixed fee? Oh, this is not too hard, this one. Type of contract with a target cost of $421,000 plus a fixed fee of, so we've got 421 plus a fixed fee of 45, so 466 potentially. If the project actual spent cost is 251. Oh, okay, so it's not 421, it's 251, so it's 6, 9, and 2. 296, I think. So not 45, not 421, 296 probably, 121, no. Let's go with letter C, I think, for this one. Answer C. Cost plus fixed fee is where the buyer reimburses the seller for the seller's allowable costs plus a fixed amount of profit, which is their fee. So this is quite a simple one to figure out because you really just take the project cost plus their fee. So for this, we got 251 plus 45, and that was the answer that we got. Excellent. Last question, guys. Doing great. Question 5. you're working with a third-party vendor to deliver part of your project. So we're looking at procurement here. This is excellent, okay? And needing to ensure that they will deliver what you need and on time. Price has been agreed, but other things are still to be negotiated. Which of the following is one of the items that can be negotiated as part of a procurement contract? Okay, and this is so important because the things that can be negotiated on the contract, it's not just price. So we have to make sure that we get the thing correct, what we need and what we want, and even the way of work with our vendor. So you've got the main constraints, scope, schedule, and price, and cost, that sort of thing. But then you've got things like the project management way of work and also authority, for example, how much authority, it's things like how often you're going to meet or, how you're going to work through this project together. So type of software to be used. No, not in that level of detail. Your bonus, wouldn't that be nice? But not that one either. As part of this procurement contract anyway, the size of the project, that's up to you. You're sort of letting them know what it is that they need to deliver. So, I mean, it was part of the scope, maybe, but the project management process to be used, yeah, so this can be negotiated. And this can be something that we can say, look, we need to work in an agile way or in a waterfall way, and here's how we need it to be delivered. And that goes into the contract terms. Let's go with letter D for now. It's either that one or the size, which would relate to the scope, but I think that's not explicit enough, I think. So let's go with letter D. Okay, fantastic. Answer D. The different items for negotiation as part of a procurement contract: scope, schedule, and price. Responsibilities. So, so what is your responsibility or their responsibility on the project and delivering this product? The authority. How much authority do we have? Applicable law. So whose law do we apply to? Is it their country? Is it our country? Is it this organization, that organization, this state? All of these things. Project management process to be used and the payment schedule. And that is the last question. I hope you guys did fantastically. 5 questions to start your day. I absolutely believe that you can pass the PMP exam because you're practicing so much and you're studying so much, and I absolutely know that you can do it. It's difficult, but I know you can do it. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye for now.